Hey everyone! So today I'm coming to you guys with a little bit of a different video. I wanted to show the recent products I got from the Stampin' Up website. It's a combination of a couple of new goodies from the new annual catalog as well as a lot of last chance products. So I wanted to quickly go through everything, show you what I've got, and I also have a couple of products I wanted to show that I know are on the last chance page right now that I think are just really worth it because I've used them a lot on a lot of my different layouts, so I'll show those at the end. But without further ado, let's get started. All right, so the first thing I got were a couple of the blender pens because I really want to start expanding my collection, and so I definitely wanted to get a couple of skin tone colors, and then I did accidentally get this twice. This is the boho blue or balmy blue, boho blue, which is one of the in colors of last year. So not sure what I'm going to do with the other one. So this is another like skin tone color. I got the lifter pen, some granny apple green, and pumpkin pie. And I think what I'm going to do is just like my orders going forward, I'm just going to get like one color from each little color group just to start building up my collection. So these are the first items I got. And then kind of along those lines, I did get the coloring pencils, so set 1 and 2, and I've been using these a lot and I really love it. I do love the look of colored pencils or using pencils to color in images, and I'll show you guys in a minute what I mean with that because I've been using it for one specific purpose. And then I also got the blender pens, which I haven't used yet, but I've seen some really cool techniques on how to use these. So excited to use these. And then I did go ahead and get 3 of the re-inkers of the colors, the in colors of last year. So I got boho blue, wild wheat, and moody mauve, since they will retire, and I think some of them have gone out of stock, some of them will come back. Let me know in the comments if there's anything you're interested in. I've seen like some items will actually have a comeback date, so are coming back if they restocked it. Some of this won't. So normally everything in last chance is just like when it's gone, it's gone. So if there's anything you're interested in, I would definitely pick it up now. Then I also got a couple of ribbons or some thread. So this one was the first one. This is just kind of simple gold twisted thread. I think this is going to just look really cool or nice with tags, just to give a little bit more of a pop of color and that metallic on your page. I think that looks really nice. And then I also got the natural tones. I think this is Night of Navy, Copper Clay, and Garden Green. And I'm definitely going to write the colors on my package before I forget, because I always tend to look back and I'm like, oh, the colors aren't noted. And then these are just the in colors from last year. But I did like it because it's like a really thick thread. So I think that'll look cool just for like in tags. So you can you can see it a little bit more visually on the page than when there's sometimes a little bit thin like this. And then some thicker ribbon that I got the satin ribbon. If I'm not mistaken, this is only $3 on the last chance product list, and this was part of the Christmas collection. Looks so beautiful, just tied into little ribbons on your page. And then this is the Night of Navy, and I think this looks beautiful too. And I was actually thinking with the new like in color, which is cloud cover, and I'll show you that in a little bit, I think that would look really pretty. So yeah, I picked these up. These were on sale. And then the last thing I think I got for the in colors were just the were the 2023 and 2024 Stampin' Rights. So they're just the 5 different colors. I think this is a pretty good deal because I think it was originally $17 and I got it for $10. So I think that's a really good deal. And then for the embellishments, so this one is not on the last chance, it's just still on the Stampin' Up web page, and I'll open it up, but they're these really cute little bees, and they just look really dainty and cute, and I love these for cards. I feel like on scrapbook layouts, they're really cute too for your embellishment classes, but on cards, they just create that little extra pop of metallic, and I think that looks really good. And then this is actually part of a collection, and I'll show you guys the rest I got from that collection. It's something I kind of missed when this first came out, but it's the Adventurous Sky collection, and these were part of it. They're kind of like, I think they're called like industrial trinkets. Yes, industrial trinkets, and they have, actually both sides are cool. Like one side has this like cool little lines on it, and then the other side is just like a thicker. And luckily it doesn't create too much bulk, so you could easily use this on your scrapbook page too. Then next I did get I got the perennial postage dies, which is not in the last chance, but I actually do really like the style of these. And there's one collection I really want to use this with because it kind of gives me that little bit vintagey vibe, and it's that same adventurous skies I was just talking about. And I think this would look really cool with that collection. So I got these. And then the other dies I got were the stylish shape dies because I think they would I think they would be really easy and useful with cards because you can use a lot of these shapes when you're creating like C-fold cards. And I do like the stitching along the edge just to create a little bit more interest on your shape. So these are the stylish shape dies, and again, these are also not in the last chance, and both of these sets are going to carry over onto next year for the 2025-2026 collection. So you can buy these for the next upcoming year. And then I got this in the last chance section. This is called Flower Cart. This was heavily discounted, and if I'm not mistaken, you had to buy it separately to get the discount. So definitely for last chance, if there's something you see that interests you, not always the bundle will be discounted. You have to look at the individual products, and they'll be cheaper than the 10% you get on the bundle. So these are the stamps. Actually, I didn't really need to take that out. These are the stamps. They look really cool, and I thought for cards, but even just layouts, they have a lot of cute little flower elements, and I do like the little flower card. I have some ideas for Mother's Day cards. And then the dies look like this, so you do get a couple of extra dies again that you could use for other purposes, and this was just really discounted, so I thought that was a good deal. And then I think this is probably one of the most popular items on the Stampin' Up! Website at the moment. It's the Everyday Arches. This is coming back May 19th. If it does come back, I would strongly advise to get it as quickly as possible because this came back already and it sold out in only like 2 or 3 days. So I got the bundle with the stamps and then the arches, and I think this is just a really cool set for cards, but I've also seen some really cool scrapbook layouts with this, so I'm really excited to get my hands on these. And then the next couple of stamps, you'll probably notice they have a lot more color than they do online, and that's kind of why I've been using those watercolor pencils, and I'll show you these. I've shown those. So the watercolor pencils I've used to color these images. I don't know if you see it, but there is just like a paper that I stuck on here, and it was from the Stampin' Up! I think on their Instagram page. It was one of their like Technique Tuesdays, and I saw somebody showcase this, and I was like, that really brings your stamp sets to life, and I think it'll help me when I'm like just going through everything to kind of inspire me to use them more or to use them for other different projects. So this one, it was the Lifelong Friends. It's in the last chance product group. You can find them, and I think this stamp set is so cute for layouts but also for cards, and I also love these little flowers for creating like clusters, so I'm really excited about these. And then the next one I got is also one from the last chance items. It's Christmas Friends. I think the die set is sold out, but I was like, well, I don't feel like these are difficult shapes just to fussy cut out. So I just got the stamp set. I also colored in the images, but I think these are so cute. Back when it was introduced, I was like, oh, I'm not too sure, but then I saw some really cute cards with this. So I'm glad I got this, and I think it was slightly discounted. So love this little set. And then to start going into the more like collections, I didn't get like full suites because again, those didn't seem to be discounted, but I got the paper collection for Adventurous Sky. And I'm kind of surprised with myself on why I held off buying this. I think because at first when I saw, I was like, I'm not really into planes, but there's so much you can do with this without like having the focus being on the planes. Like you could just use this for whatever, like adventurous, or we have a big trip to the Pacific Northwest. We did a lot of hiking, and I'm even going to use that for that because I love the color tones in this. Like, it's a little bit more masculine, and I think a lot of these pages are useful. And even like when it's heavily plain inspired, I might just use these for cards, or use the flip side, or even just like every time we have our going back home or going to the destination, use it as like a header page of like the introduction of the trip. And then I did get the stamp and die bundle that goes with it. I again also colored in the images. And I put the dies in here because the dies are really cool and unique, because they do have a couple of dies that just like create the plane without having to stamp and then cut it out. So I do feel like these are so cute to use. And again, I'm probably going to use them like for all of my, like, you know, the 2 pictures you got on like the airport or whatever. I think that would look really cute. And I also do want to make some cards with this, because I do think I've seen a couple on Pinterest and they just look really pretty with the planes for more of a boyish or manly card. I think that looks really cool. And the paper colors are so pretty. So I'm really glad I picked that one up. And then another thing I picked up, oh, by the way, the Adventurous guys, that was in the last chance section. I did buy them separately, but I think the bundle is also on there as well if you're interested. And then this is the floral and gingham vellum paper. So this is not on last chance. You can just get it on the normal product group. And this is part of that Flora Delights collection, but these papers look so cool, and they're kind of see-through, so they create a really unique interest. And I think I'm going to use this more for cards, but also I have some ideas for my scrapbook layouts, how this would look really pretty. So I just love the colors. This just looks so springy and summery, so I love that. And then I got another packet of To the Market. I have one, but I've already kind of cut into that, and I don't have a lot of scraps left. And I was just thinking, I love this paper so much, especially also these little veggie prints, because you can use the dies to cut these out. And I was just thinking, you know, I think it was discounted, it was like only $8, so I wanted to pick me up one more packet of that just to have that in my stash. And then this is, we're getting into some of the new products. Now, when I first saw this collection for the 2025-2026 catalog, I was like, I don't have kids, like this doesn't interest me. Like, I didn't even think at first they were cute, except for the gardening ones. But 2 things. I did see a couple of really cute cards with this, and I was like, I do actually have a couple of friends with young kids. Like, those cards would look really cute. So on the one side, you have, so these are gardening turtles. Then we got dancing turtles, playing instruments. These are just like, I call them picnic turtles, just like having fun outside. Beachy turtles. And then finally, this is birthday turtles, and you have a couple dancing ones here. And these are like little scene builder pictures, so you can add them to this and have like a cute little simple card. However, the flip side of this is actually really beautiful. And when I first saw this, I'm gonna flip it over. When I first saw this, I was like, actually, that looks really cool. And they are going to have a scrapbook workshop kit with this as well. But there were a couple of prints in here that then aren't in the scrapbook kit. Sometimes they change the prints a little bit. So I went ahead and got this one because I like these little polka dots. They look really pretty for just like summery layouts. This, I love these little stripes with the green and blue. And then these, I think they're supposed to be like tortoiseshell print, but I just kind of like them for nature layouts, like hiking. I feel like just this print and the colors, I always am in search of green paper. So when I see it, even though this is probably meant to be like tortoiseshells and etc., but I'm going to use it just like a green nature print because I think it looks really cute. Same with these. Like, I think this is supposed to be more in the theme of the turtles, but I think this just looks cool, green, tropical-y. I really like this. And then you got some beautiful stripes, again, fresh for summer. And then the last one are, actually didn't really see it at first, but it was little music notes. Again, I think this is versatile enough that you could add that to something like going to a concert, going to a little festival, even just having a picnic when there's like outdoor music going on. You could definitely incorporate this, and I do love the tones of this. So I think I'm definitely going to get my use out of this paper. I think you just need to determine for yourself if you feel like the prints are useful enough to get it. The colors are really beautiful, and I think, again, what I mentioned, like I'm always looking for green colored paper. That's probably the paper I love to use the most, because most of my adventures, quote unquote, are like hiking trips, etc. So I do like this, and I feel like it'll work with my pictures very, very well. And then along that were some embellishments I'm going to show you guys right away, because these were actually my favorite of the new embellishments. There are 3 colors. Sorry, excuse me, that's wrong. There's 4 colors: soft seafoam, granny apple green, pool party, and shaded spruce. I think these are so pretty. They're kind of like almost like glass looking little hexagons. I think they're so, so, so nice. So I picked this up, which does correspond with the turtley pack, but I'm just going to use them for whatever. I think these are so, so pretty. And then another little collection. I didn't get the full suite that I got from the new catalog, and I feel like this is definitely one of the most popular ones, is the celebratory sips one. Again, there will be a scrapbook kit for this, but some of the prints are different in the scrapbook kits, and this is probably the only one I will get both, because I just love these colors so much. So the embellishments, or the little gems that go with it, are the holographic resin dots, and I think they look really cool, and they will shift color depending on like what paper you have underneath it. So I do think that looks really cool. And then this is the Stampin' die set. So you have some really cute little, and I feel like the fruit and veg, as well as with the glasses, I heard a lot of people say like, I'm not getting this because I don't drink. I'm not going to use this necessarily always in an alcoholic context. Like I have a lot of like iced teas or smoothies or all of that when we're on holiday, or even like not per se when you have a drink. Like I feel like some just holiday pictures with like a little umbrella in a glass, like a little smoothie glass. I think that looks really cute to kind of give that holiday vibe. Because you get all these cute little dies, and then the stamps are all the ones are shown here. And again, what I love that they do is the dies correspond with a lot of the print on the paper, so you can use that too if you don't feel like coloring everything in. And I will quickly show you guys the paper. I think the winner for me was just the colors. They just feel so summery. So yeah, I love that. Like this is just like, I just see these as like lemonade or iced tea punch bowls. They just look so cute. The flip side for that is just a little polka dot. So super useful with this little busier print. This is such a beautiful color of purples with just little flowers. I think, again, super versatile to use. And then the flip side is a really pretty green print. And then these, so these are either you can just use them as a pattern like this, but they are, well, I don't know if they're meant to be like that, but you can use these like cup dies and just put them on top to have like your drink filled up with some liquid. I think that's really cute. But I think even like this is a really cool pattern. And on the other side is like a really pretty little star shapes. I think that's stunning. And then a lot of the, oh no, so that's not this sheet just yet. These are just like the little drink sheet. And then the flip side is these cute little purple flowers. And I think it's, yeah, it's this sheet where a lot of these images are the ones you can use with the dies. And I like how this is almost like that, like drawn, like almost like watercolor painted effect. I really think this is stunning. Like this is just summer for me. I feel like this is so separate from like drinks. I don't feel like I would ever like put that together, but it just feels so summery to me. And then the flip side is that new color, which is I want to call secret foam, but that's not what it's called. It'll come to me, but I think that looks so cool, the contrast of these pops of color and then that little bit of a darker shade. And then these flowers I think are so, so, so cute. And then the flip side is just a beautiful orange. I think this is the new timid orange color. And I think this just looks so summery and pretty. So I'm definitely most excited to kind of start using these papers. I think the colors are stunning. Again, I don't feel like these necessarily need to be used. And again, a lot of these, like if you don't want the bottles on your paper, like you still have this beautiful polka dot print on the other side. So I think like the actual drinks pattern is only limited to these two. But like for me, this is just like mocktails, like, you know, little iced tea glasses, lemonades. Like look how cute that is. So I think this is definitely a super beautiful set, really summery. The colors are stunning. I'm not actually going to attempt to put these back in there, but yeah, I love this. This is great. This is going to be a really cool one for a lot of summer pictures. Love it. And then one of the last things I got, which is again back from the Last Chance product group, is the Utterly Amazing one. Now this is again one of these sets that when I first saw, I'm like, I'm just not going to use that enough. However, I've seen some beautiful cards with the Utterly Amazing stamp and die sets. Again, check these out separate on the Last Chance product like site section because they're cheaper when you get them separate, and that's what I did. And then you get these amazing dies, and again you get a lot of like separate standalone dies that just create like these. I'm just going to use these also for like a lot of my hiking pages, like little pebbles, the little tree trunk. I think that looks so cool. And then I'm going to use, I think the otter side, there's only one thing I'm going to use, maybe the otter print, because we're maybe going to go to an aquarium. And then I think for the rest, I'm going to use this a lot for like cards that I'm going to make, but it's the flip side. And I think by now you probably have seen some really pretty scrapbook layouts with this, but like this is such a beautiful, like gray, almost like a watercolor effect, but this just reminds me of like more rugged terrain for like hiking pictures. And then you have the otters on the flip side. And then, so again, the others, but then this is so beautiful, such a stunning like hues of blue for like the seaside pictures. Like this is really cute. Like I don't feel like this is like a really cute little page. I just don't think I'm going to use it as much. But then the flip side, love that. Like these little pebbles in the different colors. Some I think this is Calypso Coral, which I feel like that gives that like that pop of the summer hues that come in here. I just love that. I think that's really pretty. This again, I think for a lot of our sea pictures when we went hiking, I think this will look really pretty. And the tones are just beautiful. I love these tones. And then we got another otter on this side, but then the other side are just these cute little fishies. But what I like about this is it's not really, I know this is a busy print, but it's very soft and muted. So I just love all this combined with like the pebble print. And then this one is stunning as well. Look at how pretty these colors are with the vines. And then on the other side, you have that same like sea pattern, but just like a darker blue color. So yeah, I think this collection is actually so pretty. So I'm really glad I got it because again, I have a lot of sea, hiking, nature, water pictures that I want to document. So I'm going to use that. And then I did get this. This is actually from the Everyday You and Me, that mixed cardstock pack. But a lot of these colors work really well together with the Utterly Amazing set. So I got that just so I can combine it with that paper set. Move this to the side. And then the last two things, oh, hang on, not the last two things, we're almost there, are just some cardstock. These are the bright colors. Yep, the brights. And then these are the neutrals. And then the last thing I got were a couple of embellishment packs. Let me move this out of the way. So the first one I got, and this is all Last Chance. So this is Tinsel Gems 4-pack. I thought this looked really pretty with the pink, blue, and green. Got little silver flecks in there. These are the, oh, they don't have a name. Flat, oh sorry, it's literally at the top here. Flat adhesive back pearls, but yeah, these are so pretty. Look at that shine. Love that. Oh, and these are also new, and I think they're one of my favorites together with the blue and the green pack. This is Strawberry Slush, which is a new color, and then Pretty in Pink Gems. Isn't that so pretty? And then at the top, it's just white, but I love these colors. And they got, again, a little bit of a gold flecks running through them, so they give that beautiful shine. And then the last one, these are from the Last Chance section again, is the Tinsel Gems 3-pack, which has a beautiful, I think it's Night of Navy, a pink, and then a beautiful blue color. But yeah, I think these are so pretty. So yeah, that was my rather big haul. A lot of the last chance items are still there and they are discounted. So definitely check them out if you're interested, because once they're gone, they're gone. And I think they have some really, really pretty stuff in there. And then I hope you guys enjoyed those sneak peeks from the new collection. I'm really excited for when that's going to be released. I think a lot of you probably also got your catalog from your demonstrator, so hopefully it was inspiring to see everything that's coming up, and it'll be I think it'll be a really, really beautiful release. So I'm excited about that, because a lot of the stuff wasn't available yet for demonstrators to pre-order, like the scrapbook stuff. So I'm really excited for that to come out, and it's going to be some of the collections are so pretty, so I'm excited for that. But I hope you guys enjoyed this haul. If you guys have any questions about availability of certain items, just drop me a question in the comment section. If you enjoyed this, please give it a thumbs up, and I will be posting more regular videos. So if you like my videos so far, please subscribe to my channel, and you can also click on the little bell if you want to be notified if I post something coming up. But yeah, thank you for joining me today. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and talk to you guys soon. Bye.